This presentation is about higher education policy in Canada, which has to do with your future, but also all of ours. This presentation will look at higher education policy in general, look at its characteristics, how it's handled in different provinces, how accessible it is, and particular issues associated with higher education in Canada. Speaking about education in general terms, primary education is the #1 priority in developing countries. Returns in education decline as the average level of education per capita income increases. Investment in women's education is more profitable than investment in men's. Returns for education are higher in the private than the public sector, and the public financing of higher education is regressive. In Canada, the responsibility of higher education rests with the provinces except for First Nations. Fiscal federalism means that the provinces and Ottawa must cooperate. Canada depends more on colleges for post-secondary education than other OECD countries. The high school level is achieved almost universally. High rates of post-secondary education are likely to increase. The rates are uneven, however. In British Columbia, there are 11 public universities and 11 public colleges, but 3 private universities and 5 private colleges. There are 3 public institutes, but many private ones. Quebec has a unique system with high school ending at grade 11 and students moving on to CEGEP. CEGEP training can be in several areas: technical, vocational, and trades, as well as university preparation. In Manitoba, there is a combined university college system, but the institutions have to find private funding to make up any deficits. In Ontario, the Ministry of Training Colleges and Universities oversees universities and colleges. There are 22 public universities and 17 private degree-granting institutions, 24 public colleges. The public funding comes from both Canada and Ontario, and it is direct. There is investment in research and funding of students. There is a high degree of accessibility and participation in post-secondary education in Ontario. 63% of people aged 25 to 34 have it, whereas the OECD average is only 37%. In Ontario particularly, the post-secondary education participation rate is 70%. In the last 10 years, there's been a 60% increase in students, but only a 28% increase in professors. Salaries on average are 61% higher than for people who have only completed high school. And underfunding in education contributes to $6,000 difference between Ontario and Canada in terms of income. There are a number of issues facing post-secondary education in Canada and in Ontario. For example, university professors tend to be politically left-leaning, unlike the university-educated in general. Unemployment amongst university graduates is only slightly lower than high school graduates. The wage boost of post-secondary education is narrowing, and Canadians generate maximum value for minimum investment in post-secondary education. Accessibility is a key policy issue in every Canadian province. As with research in the economy, higher education in Canada is the future of the nation.